Everybody, what is going on? The Catch fam, I hope you guys are doing great tonight. Hope everyone out there has had a phenomenal weekend. Hope you guys are ready for another live 2024 fantasy football mock draft with you guys, with the Catch fam. We're here third day in a row, almost every day, every week lately, feels like. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna talk some fantasy football. We're gonna throw together some squads for the 2024 season. Pete's in the house. What's up, dude?
Not much. Chilling. First, no randomized draft. Everyone's got the spot that they picked from and an extra bench spot tonight. So one extra round for everybody.
Thank you for saying that. No random order tonight. You are stuck where you're at. And one extra bench spot, 6 bench spots, 14 rounds. Keep that in mind as you are drafting as well. Might affect things towards the end of your draft. We will be starting the draft in less than a minute, 9:05 p.m. Eastern time. So we got a full house. Thank you guys for filling the mock fairly quickly tonight. Streaming a little bit earlier, so maybe that worked out for some of you guys. No news. I mean, we streamed last night. Like, there's nothing has changed. We are about a little bit over a week away from the draft is starting, just so everyone knows. Training camp starting, which will hopefully bring mostly good news, but at least more news, and bring us certainly closer to the NFL season. But it's going to be pretty dead until then, is my guess. All right, we are underway. I haven't really drafted a lot from the later spots. So I'm excited to draft from the 1.12 tonight. Give me the latest spot possible. I'm actually a little anxious.
I was gonna grab a 111, but I think it would just be I don't want to put that stress on us tonight.
Going back
Maybe next
forth.
weekend. Yeah, next weekend we could do it.
Yeah, as we get closer and closer to August, we'll be doing more no random order spots, because some of you guys will find out where you're drafting from in some of your home leagues, and you won't want a random order, but we'll see. We'll switch it up. Mainly Pete keeps getting like the 1.2. I keep getting like the 1.3. We're getting tired of it, and I wanted a later pick guaranteed tonight. So, all right. Still no idea what I'm going to do here, though. I think I'm going to go. I got Michael 2 spots before me, so he'll be sniping me all night long. But I think from the 112, I'm probably going running back, wide receiver. But there's also a temptation to go RB right there.
That's what I was thinking. RB.
It kind of depends on who Taylor Gang goes with here.
This is true.
Will probably snipe me a good bit tonight as well. He goes Garrett Wilson.
I'm going RB here. I'm going RB now.
I mean, I'm definitely going Gibbs with one of these picks, and there's no disrespect to MH Jr. here, but I think there's a debate between JT and Barkley. I'll take Gibbs. And I mean, I love both these picks. I just really like Saquon Barkley this year.
There you go.
I don't think you can really go wrong there. Someone else can have JT, though. Taylor Gang can have JT.
There you go.
It's a little bit early for some people for Barkley, but I really like that. I think that's a lot of upside right there. So it's just me. Oh, okay. I'm heavy at RB tonight. Let's see what happens. Chat, who would you guys take? Barkley or JT? And why? Give us context. Pete goes double wide receiver. I like that start. JJ Drake London's nice, man.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't I was happy. I wasn't stuck between picking, Devontae Adams or somebody.
Yeah, London at the 2-6. I mean, you got Kirk Cousins, former wide receiver 1, and his newest wide receiver 1. Just, it works perfectly for you.
We're gonna have to go 4 straight running backs here, though.
I know we're starting the opposite strats here. So, Mike's in the house. Good to see you. What's up, bro? How you doing? Always good to have you, man. Even though you're gonna snipe me like usual. Tommy, what's good, man? Day off today is 92 degrees outside. Yep.
Oh, it's cold out.
It's been hot around the USA here on the 4th of July weekend. That's my weather broadcaster impersonation. Andrea, hello. Hope you're doing well tonight. Good luck out there at the 1.1. And into the 3rd round we go. And man, every time I look back at the first 2 rounds, I just think there's just so much value on the board. I really like the first 2 rounds this year. So, I mean, I don't really think whether you go double wide receiver, double running back, wide receiver, RB wide receiver, whatever. I think it's pretty hard to start this year poorly in 12-team leagues. I think it's the next couple of rounds where it starts to get a little tricky. Tommy says, I like Barkley, better offense. Feel like he has something to prove. I feel like Barkley and Henry are just going to get so many touches. They're both in those styles of offenses where they're just going to get force fed, especially in the red zone. But I do really like JT. Like, nothing against JT. And I like the Colts offenses here too. So I don't know. Barkley is just my guy, I guess. Although I got a lot of guys. Ezekiel, I take MH Jr. over Barkley or JT. MH Jr. going to get lit with targets. Yeah, like I said, if I go wide receiver there, it's definitely Marvin Harrison Jr. And I think that kind of last tier there, MH Jr., Olave, London, I think there's definitely a tier break going into the next couple guys. I think you could pick any of those guys at the 2-1 and be fine. But yeah, there's just no way, especially if we get a fully healthy Kyler this year, that Marvin Harrison Jr. doesn't have the opportunity to have a phenomenal rookie season. But still, I always get a little shaky about rookie.
Yeah. I need to see it. It's a little nerve-wracking.
Because I feel like Marvin Harrison Jr.'s sophomore and third year are going to be way better than his rookie season. But his rookie season is going to be great by all measures, but at the same time, I just get a little shaky. So when I'm on the clock there, sometimes I end up passing. And honestly, I've been talking about, like, with these later round picks, the opportunity to go double running back and what it presents. And I just really want to try it out. Dang, of course, Michael takes Michael Pittman. DJ Moore and Michael Pittman, the 2 guys I was really hoping would fall here. But there's still some wide receivers here that I really like too. And it's Jalen Waddle. Okay. And I mean, like, I'm still okay with a lot of the names here, but those 3 guys at the end of the 3rd round, DJ Moore, Michael Pittman, Jalen Waddle, I think are really good values. I mean, those are guys, honestly, who are typically going a little bit earlier, but we're getting kind of a heavy running back draft tonight.
Everyone's beefing up on running backs.
Yeah, and then
the last few days,
Laporta and Allen kind of helped push back there too. So
Laporta helped me. That's for
I'll
sure.
go Debo and Devonta here. Cook was a good value for you after that kind of heavy 3rd round start at running back. Cook was nice for you.
Yeah, I had my fingers crossed with Tommy's pick because I knew Hustle. If Hustle went 3 running backs and I don't have a running back, then whatever. I just throw my hands up at that point.
Yeah, even going double running back there. If Rashad White, Isaiah Pacheco, or James Cook are available at the 312 for 1, there's still a chance I take one of those guys because I think any 3 of those guys can finish as a top 5 back this year. So I'm happy in the sense that they were gone because truly roster construction, I probably need 2 best wide receivers there. All right, into the 4th we go. Tommy didn't really like the wide receivers at 3-5. Smashed Laporta. I mean, someone's got to take him.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it. I mean, he's probably going to perform close to wide receiver 1 value. I mean, he kind of.
I just needed you not to take James Cook. That's all I needed.
If you look at wide receivers last year, he kind of scored in terms of fantasy points scored close to like in between like a Devonta Smith, Deebo Samuel type player in terms of fantasy points scored at 239. So
and expect that to go up. Probably go up a little bit this year.
Sure. Because I mean, I know he's not a wide receiver, but they are going to have to use him as a wide receiver 2 on this team. Because there's no one on this team. And yeah, Gibbs is going to catch passes, but you know what I mean. Andrew, I think there are good wide receivers in later rounds. I mean, there always is because it's the thing about the wide receiver position that makes it unique. There's multiple players playing the position on the same team. And running back, you see a little bit of that in some teams, like Gibbs, Monty, A-Chain Mostert. I don't know. There are other examples out there, right? But wide receivers are going to be the only position where like you're going to have wide receiver 2s and on some teams wide receivers 3s that can definitely fill in at the flex and maybe even like a wide receiver 2 spot. Terry traded away Cup and Ford to acquire Pittman and B-Rob. Half PPR redraft. I'm okay with that. This is Dynasty. I'd really like that trade. Half PPR, I think you actually. I mean, I'm pretty high on Jerome Ford, but I still like Brian Robinson Jr. more. And I think Cup is okay. Like, nothing wrong with Cooper Cup, but I'm definitely higher on Michael Pittman this year. So, half PPR, that running back position is going to have a lot of merit to it. I'm okay with this trade. Chat, what do you guys think of the trade? All right. Which fantasy team name do you like more? To Affinity and Bijan or like a good neighbor State Farm is there? I'll go with the Toy Story reference. I'll go To Affinity and Bijan. They're both pretty good.
You have to draft Bijan at least then.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like if you have that team, you have to have Tua and Bijan on your team or
I can't stand people that make up team names and don't have that player. It's one of my least favorite things.
I don't like it either.
Yeah, I'm gonna go there. I was picking between 2 of your boys right there.
That's a good pick. I don't know where I'm going with this next pick. Taking Neighbors over Depot personally. Malik going to be a target monster. Yum, yum, yum. Yeah, I like the quarterback situation more. I mean,
just think New York Jets last year. That's all I'm gonna say. Garrett Wilson, whoa, target monster, even with Zach Wilson. Nope. What happens if Daniel Jones gets
that's
hurt?
my
again?
worry. That's my worry, right? His Neighbors drops down from like potential wide receiver 1 territory to flex value. Like, and when Rodgers went down last year, like I told you guys, full PPR, either trade for Garrett Wilson or don't trade him for scraps because he's gonna be fine in the flex. Like the target's gonna be there, but there's a huge difference in flex value and PPR and where Neighbors are being drafted right now. Yeah. I'd rather take Devonta Smith, Zay Flowers, DK Metcalf, Tank Dell at the moment before I take Neighbors and Debo too. Waddle, Pittman, DJ Moore, any of those guys. And it's nothing against Neighbors. It's just the situation. Purely the situation. Ooh, there are some players I like on the board.
And you're going to get them both? You're going to get two of them.
I'm probably going to get Snide. I don't know. This is tough. Uh-oh. I feel like Taylor Gain did not mean to go auto pick there. Give me Swift.
Yeah. There you go.
And this is against ADP on Sleeper, but on Underdog, this would not be against ADP. But I'm taking Hollywood right here.
Whoa.
I mean, I like Terry McLaurin right there. I think Rashid Rice is fine, but this team, I prefer Rashid Rice like a wide receiver 4 on this kind of team. And the other name I really like right there is Dalton Kincaid, or if you prefer Mark Andrews, that's fine too. And both their Chicago Bears wide receivers are fine, but I like the upside of Hollywood. Don't sleep Russ, who is a top 5 accuracy and 7th in TDs, which means Pickens is going to go crazy with receptions and touchdowns this year. I mean, I do like Pickens, where he's being drafted. Like, if he starts to go earlier than the 4th, I don't really like him. And I like him as a wide receiver 3. And yeah, I mean, we talk a lot about Cortland Sutton last year, and like Pickens and Sutton in terms of build are pretty similar wide receivers. Both make like those crazy catches too, right? So I think Pickens.
It's just a different offense. Like Russell Wilson was complete garbage the year before. It's a Sean Payton. All we do is throw 3-yard completions, and now he's in Pittsburgh with the new OC. Who that is not their offense. They're gonna try and push the ball downfield, and Russell's been bad throwing the ball downfield. I just think it's gonna be a disaster in Pittsburgh. It's gonna be really bad quarterback play.
That's my main thing. It's like I do think it could be a good situation for Pickens, but overall, I don't like the situation as a whole. Like when I get kind of murky about an offensive situation, like there are other players that I'm just avoiding, like Malik Neighbors we just talked about, right? Devontae Adams, the 2nd round. It's like if they're there, it's the best value on the board. Like I'm not going to pass them, but if I don't feel great about this situation as a whole, I tend to stay away from it. So, I haven't drafted a ton of Pickens this offseason, but like I said, it's like a wide receiver 3. I think he's worth taking for sure. Can you please rank Jamar, St. Brown, and Bijan? Sure, Patty. It kind of depends, like full PPR, redraft, dynasty, all these things, right? But in general, redraft, full PPR, which is what most people are looking for. Me personally, I'm going St. Brown, Jamar, and Bijan. A lot of people might be going Jamar, St. Brown, Bijan though. And there's some people out there who want to go Bijan before wide receiver. Go ahead.
Full PPR, St. Brown, Jamar, Bijan. Half PPR, Jamar, St. Brown, Bijan. No PPR, Bijan, Jamar, St. Brown.
Yeah. I'm very high on St. Brown this year. Chat, what do you guys think? Just realized I double tapped the line St. Brown and Laporta. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. They're going to be a good offense this year. Be okay. Spence, what's going on, man? Spencer with the new profile pick. Uh-oh. Watch out. Celebrates 23 months of membership. Thank you, Spence. One of our longest loyal subscribers to the channel. Fantasy champion in our leagues. Grade A douchebag. Just kidding. We love you, bro. Sandusky's Tight Ends is the best team name. I don't get the reference. Am I dumb? Uh-oh.
Yikes. That's a big yikes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I get it now. I just thought of
That's
it.
a big yikes.
I just thought of it. Definitely a Spencer name. Okay, I'm just gonna move on.
He's rattled now.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
he had Odell Beckham Jr. And
yeah.
he had and he had Saquon Barkley as his running back. Now he's got Singletary and nothing.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's worth noting. Man, I was kind of hoping Rasheed Rice might fall there.
That would have been nice.
Like Odell Beckham has had good season with Daniel Jones at core. Like I think there's a world where I guess he can support Malik Neighbors perfectly fine. Definitely going Christian Watson here.
It's just like what does Daniel Jones look like as a quarterback with no running game behind him?
Sure,
It
and
tends
not
to
just
be bad.
yeah, for sure. And it's not just no running game. It's like you're going from a top 5 back in the league who like literally made that offense everything it was to, no disrespect to Devin Singletary, So, and like, yeah, we did this the other week. Like, we really looked at Daniel Jones' numbers from last year, and like, they're not just bad, they're like awful. I mean, that week 2 game at Arizona, the comeback game, great, one of the best games of last year, honestly. It just none of the teams ended up really mattering, but other than that, oh my gosh, 0 touchdowns, 5 picks, 4 fumbles, and only threw for more than 200 yards in one game at 203 yards. Some of that rushing ability is still there in 1 or 2 of those games, but that doesn't even matter for what we're talking about. Like,
Yeah.
so it's very worrisome because, and even like when you go back to 2022, the year that earned Daniel Jones a contract and everything, they made the playoffs, beat Pete's Vikings in the playoffs.
He had 2 good games that season in the regular season, and it was against the Vikings and the Lions, who had like the worst secondaries in football that year.
It always gets Pete a little triggered. The numbers were not good. Yeah. I mean, 15 touchdowns to 5 interceptions and 7 rushing touchdowns. Like, I mean, he did do a lot with his legs that year, but we haven't
They
really.
won 9 games. It's not like, oh man, they won 12 games. They, made it to the divisional round and lost to Philly. It's like they won 9 games, and Saquon had a huge year.
Yeah. And once again, he only threw 15 touchdowns. So it's just like you just have to imagine, like, if Daniel Jones has a bad year, they're gonna move on somehow. I don't really know that contract works, but
I think they can move on after this year from that contract.
yeah, it wasn't only a 2-year contract.
Yeah, something like that.
That's right. So yeah, but to answer your question, yeah, I would say Odell Beckham prime. Like, we're still gonna give prime Odell Beckham the nod here. Can you rank Olave, Adams, Ayuk in half PPR? So, touchdown upside, what we want in half PPR. I'm probably still going. It's hard with the Ayuk situation because he might be close to. I'll probably go Olave, Ayuk, Adams is where I'm at right now. But I had Adams in a half PPR league last year and it was ugly. So. Bryce, from a Ravens fan, I'm never trusting Hollywood. Man, he was just getting going before. I mean, I guess he did request a trade, right?
Mr. One Route. He only ran 1 route though. The Ravens.
Yeah.
And dropped the ball half the time. I feel you, Bryce.
I like the upside. Here, great pick, John. Hollywood, my favorite value this year. Perfect. Let's bring it back.
Mahomes throws a much more catchable ball than Lamar Jackson. True. It's as simple as that.
How do you think? And it kind of worked out because I kind of went for an upside pick there, and then I think I got 2 value wide receivers in the 7th and 8th there. So give me Gus the Bus here, and then I guess I'll just go tight end. I keep ending up with Dallas Goedert in drafts lately.
Get you.
Don't forget, guys, as you're looking at your rosters, 1 extra bench spot, 1 extra round tonight. So it's about the time of the draft where that might matter. All right, early redraft half PPR team. Jaden Daniels, JJ Adams, Barkley, Walker, Bowers, Cup. Bench is Connor, Flowers, Keenan Allen, Pollard, Javante, Lad McConkey, Hawkinson. Should I make moves to improve anywhere? The two things that stand out to me would be your quarterback, because I do like Jaden Daniels, upside he brings as a rookie, but he's still an unproven rookie quarterback who's did throw the ball a lot last year. Don't get me wrong, but still really known for that rushing ability at the end of the day. And then I would look at Brock Bowers and TJ Hawkinson as your tight ends as kind of like, once again, unproven tight end one. Like, I get it, great prospect, maybe the best prospect we've seen since Kyle Pitts. But weird situation. Aiden O'Connell, Garner Minshew, quarterback. Offense in a weird spot, although there are playmakers on that offense. Michael Mayer's still there. If that is going to end up mattering, we'll find out. And then Hawkinson might not play till like
Never.
Yeah, I mean,
Can we talk about this tight end heavy draft right now? What is going on?
people want their guys.
There are multiple teams with double tight ends over here, and everybody but me has a tight end. What is happening right now? We're in the 10th round.
We all are in a chat room trying to ruin your.
I've never seen Dalton Schultz take it in the 10th round.
I almost took him over Goddard, but
yeah. What's happening right now?
Maybe it's sometimes when they're with that extra bench spot, people might go to tight end to QB, or might be more likely to.
Just ultra aggro tight end drafting tonight.
Yeah, those would be the main two things that stand out to me, Terry. Everything else looks great. You got great wide receiver and wide receiver and running back depth here. Thoughts on Mike Evans in both full and half PPR redraft? Love him in both. Just we'll keep drafting Mike Evans until he does
not Mike Evans anymore.
Yeah, until he does not have 1,000 yards and 6+ touchdowns.
Just don't expect him to light it up. He's just going to be average.
I think the big thing last year was like, is Baker Mayfield going to be able to support him? The answer was yes, and now we know Baker's back. So there's just not anything that's really going to change in my eyes, other than we have different offensive coordinator this year that might impact things. We saw what happened when Gino, had his huge year, right? And then the following year, did not have a very good year. And you look at Dave Canales, right? Has done some really great things. And now Baker, same situation, had a great year with Dave Canales as offensive coordinator, and now he is gone to help Bryce Young hopefully not suck. We'll see. Other than that, I don't really see this offense changing on paper at all. So, all right. This is the point of the draft where I just don't want to draft a running back at all. Tommy says Zach Moss, snipe, Spence. I'm not acknowledging you, Spencer. Marco says Chase my wide receiver 1, Bijan's my RB1, and Amon-Ra St. Brown I think will be top 5. I mean, these are all perfectly fine takes. This is a really unique year where I feel like outside of Christian McCaffrey, at running back, wide receiver, those like top tier guys, there's a pretty open discussion. I mean, like, am I going to be surprised if JJ is a wide receiver 1? No. Am I going to be surprised if Chase is? No. Am I going to be surprised if someone like Puka or AJ Brown or Garrett Wilson creeps in the top 3? No. So, all right. Who do I want to draft? I think I'm just going to take 2 quarterbacks.
That's so everyone drafted tight ends this draft, but nobody drafted any damn quarterbacks. Good to know.
Last draft, we had a lot of people go to quarterback.
Well, like you're getting Prescott and Jordan Love in the 11th and 12th round, and we're having 3 teams with double tight ends by round 11. Just, what is going on, guys? What's happening tonight?
We're coming for it. I almost went tight end there. I thought you were going to go tight end in the 11th for sure.
I was gonna go. I thought Hawkinson was gonna fall to me. I was gonna go Hawkinson in the 12th and then draft a tight end in the 13th.
Not with Michael. Always be careful. Michael's
waste of a roster spot. Mandrews is never coming out. We have the insane combo of Kelsey, Kittle, waste. Ingram, Bowers, I get, but yeah,
flex Kittle,
waste.
I do remember Hollywood Brown dropping those passes. I remember getting angry too, and I'm not even a Ravens fan.
It's because Lamar doesn't throw a catchable football. This is a thing.
Would you choose Bijan or Hall and half PPR? I hate to not give an answer, but I think it's really interchangeable. I feel like we've talked about this in the last couple nights too. I feel like someone else. This is kind of a popular question. I really think these guys are going to finish very, very closely. I'm probably still going Bijan by a hair though, because I think the Falcons' offense is going to be better than the Jets, but not by a whole lot. You have to have a healthy Cousins, and similarly, you have to have a healthy Rod. But the other thing that I think is going to be really interesting is Breece Hall got so many dump off passes last year from crappy quarterbacks, and if Rodgers is healthy, then do they work that in the game plan? Or
I think he gets good dump off passes that go for a lot of yards and not those negative -2-yard receptions.
That's fair, because there's a lot of those too. Yeah, it's probably overanalyzing, right? But yeah, I think I go Bijan by a hair. But if you it's so close, so close. They're really the RB2A, 2B for me.
Some weeks you're gonna hate your decision. Some weeks you're gonna love your decision.
I think both are gonna be pretty consistent.
Yeah, but it's just I would have won this week if I took Bijan because Bijan has a better week, or Breece. Yeah, you're not going wrong with that unless somebody gets hurt. Then obviously you make the wrong decision. Well, yeah, possibly, but no, I think they should be about the same, depending on.
Yeah, it's just
how it goes.
So close. Here's a good one also from Yick. Do you think JJ is really quarterback proof? Worried he's going to be like Garrett Wilson last season with bad.
No, he was quarterback proof. Anybody watched the Vikings quarterbacks when Jefferson came back with Nick Mullins and whoever the hell we had in there, he still put up stupid numbers.
Yeah, so Pete has brought this up a lot this year. So weeks 15 through 18 last year, 15 fantasy points, 26, 10, 36. So.
And the 10 was against Green Bay, where they started a rookie quarterback for the first half who didn't know how to throw a football in the primetime game.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, when they started Jaron Hall. So games with actual quarterbacks, I think the Cincinnati game and then every game but the Green Bay game, he had really strong outings. And he got killed in the Vegas. He got headhunted in the Vegas game on his first game back.
Give me Demarcus Robinson.
Nice.
Also Corley and Jermaine Burton there, but okay. Yeah, JJ will be fine. I really, really think he'll be fine.
He's a lot better than Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, exactly. Next point is as good as Garrett Wilson is and as talented as he is, he's not JJ, right? JJ was a wide receiver 6 in his rookie season, wide receiver 4 sophomore year, wide receiver 1 2022. When we look at Garrett Wilson, He was the wide receiver 21 his rookie year, wide receiver 26 last year. So, yeah, it's just still not comparable. But yeah, he'll be fine. Double tight ends can work. I remember Jerry, like the first year we did, the first year of the channel, Jerry went double tight end, found a way to win a championship with that.
It only worked last year too really hard because people went like Kelsey or Andrews I saw, and then Laporta. Like they got Laporta on the cheap, and it was like, oh, there's an actual double tight end stack.
Yeah, if you can get that late round guy, it just doesn't happen that often.
There's the Brock Bowers is your late round prayer this year, and I have little to no faith in that quarterback play.
AR-15 and JD5, nice QB core. I mean, plenty of upside. Got to stay healthy.
That just scares. Somebody's gonna get hit. They're going down.
I would take if you're playing in multiple leagues, like I'm gonna be in like 15 leagues again this year. It's like, yeah, I would love to have a team with both these guys just for the pure upside. But
if I'm drafting Richardson, I'm drafting like Stafford or Love or Purdy, somebody who I know is going to play 18 games for me, just in case.
Yeah, traditionally, if I go with, and I talked about this last 2 years, right? Even with guys like Hurts and Lamar Jackson and Kyler Murray, it's like if I draft a quarterback like this, traditionally, even Tua's been in that conversation for me as well, right? It's like just injury prone. Like Burrow might even be in that discussion for me now. It's like then I'm drafting a stand in the pocket QB2 who I trust. Purdy, Love,
Stafford,
Herbert,
probably, yes.
Yeah, Stafford,
Goff,
T-Law,
just perfect.
Goff, yeah. Or maybe I've gotten an earlier guy like Stroud or Mahomes or Allen. Yeah. Allen might be the only rushing quarterback I don't worry about because of the way they use him. But yes, I mean, I don't have a problem with doing this in one league for sure. Go for the upside. Hey, J-Dubs, what's up? Yeah, we went early today. All right. Guess it's time for some team reviews. Is the next comment. All right, J Fitness. What's up, dude? What we do tonight? There's Josh Allen. Kincaid in the 6th, a nice value. Jones, Warren, Corum, Chase Brown, Gibson, Tracy. I mean, you go kind of light at running back, so you know what you have here. This is basically a hero RB team with a low end RB1. Aaron Jones. AJ Brown, Olave, Flowers, Lad McConkey, Cooks, Johnston. So, usually if I go hero running back of any style, I don't go quarterback tight end early, maybe one or the other. But Josh Allen could be the QB1, and Dalton Kincaid could be tight end 1 this year. So this could pay off. So you're starting Allen, Kincaid, Jones, Warren, AJ Brown, Chris Olave, Zay Flowers, and you're throwing Lad McConkey out there, which I think is okay for a double flex and full PPR. And then you're going to figure out who's going to be roster worthy, who's going to stay on your bench from the rest of these guys. I mean, Blake Corum, Chase Brown, Brandon Cooks, I think for sure. Gibson, maybe. Quinn Johnson, maybe. Tyrone Tracy, maybe. So, you know what you got here. Good enough core roster. Upside comes at quarterback and tight end. And good enough starting 4 wide receivers. All right, Mike, what's up, bro Chacho? Late round QB tonight. We got Purdy and staph infection. Probably fine. Andrews and Hawkinson. Sure. That is fine. Kyron, Mixon, Pollard, Chubb. Good enough. I mean, I'm not ultra confident Nick Chubb is my RB4, but I get it. Puka, Pittman, Jaden Reed, Rasheed Rice, Curtis Samuel, Darnell Mooney. I mean, kind of just a good value draft, good names throughout the whole draft. Let's see. I mean, you're starting Purdy, Andrews, Kyron, Mixon, Puka, Pittman, Reed. Hopefully Rasheed Rice sooner rather than later. But until then, you're probably going to flex Pollard or maybe Curtis Samuel, maybe Darnell Mooney. But it's a solid enough team. I mean, going into a redraft season, you'd be fine here. Waiver wire, traits, all that good
Except
stuff.
for that Rams bye week.
Yeah, I mean, I did kind of.
I did that I did that on Friday, I think.
It's pretty easy to get Puka and Kyron. And yeah, it's not a best ball team, so but you got Stafford here too. But yeah, that's one of the stacks in the or I don't want to say stacks, but easier
Yeah.
offenses to end up with two of the same guys from at two different positions.
At the top, it's just hard. That's the top 2 picks.
Yeah.
It just hurts.
I guess Wilson and Hall are close.
I could see that stack. Yeah.
Brown, Barkley. I mean, I don't really dislike any of those, but yeah, that bye week's going to be tough.
It's just the bye week hurts. Of course, it's going to be a great stack for 16 weeks. So, yeah.
For sure. All right, Tucci at the 1-3. What's up, bro? We got Mahomes and McBride. Should be good there. Etienne White, Trey Benson, Devin Singletary. A lot of receivers. Chase, Diggs, Godwin. So just 3 wide receivers through the first 7 rounds. Really through the first 9 rounds. So then you kind of go in here. A.D. Mitchell, Xavier Leggett, Ricky Pearsall. One of these rookies got a hit.
See, I like that. Just throw it at the dartboard, baby.
Douglas and Bateman both have the potential to be at least a wide receiver 2, if not. I mean, Bateman's going to be wide receiver 2. Douglas could maybe be wide receiver 1. Kind of depends on how you look at if Jalen Polk's going to be the wide receiver 1 or not. Some people say yes. Some people say be Douglas. We'll see. So, yeah, I mean, you're starting Mahomes and McBride, Etienne and White, Chase and Diggs, flexing Godwin. So, like, your core roster is basically set. If you play in a single flex league, it'd be fine. If you play in a double flex league, then you're really hoping one of these rookie wide receivers hits. Because if not, you're probably throwing Devin Singletary in the flex until maybe Benson takes over that Arizona backfield as time goes on. Maybe he doesn't. So, good enough core roster. That's in a redraft league the most important thing. Terry, is Tyler Algier worth drafting even if you don't have Bijan? As a handcuff, yes, but I'm not expecting him to get immediate touches. He might spell Bijan in like games where they're up or certain situations, but he's a pure handcuff to me. I do think he's one of the better handcuffs because we've seen him have 1,000-yard rushing season not too long ago. And if something happens to Bijan, I think he'll get plugged right in. But it's not going to be an Arthur Smith offense this year where Algier's getting touches when he doesn't need to, you know? Tommy, we're going to look at your team since you don't like your team. Got sniped on a few running backs. Let's see. So Richardson and Daniels. Yeah, like I said, I mean, this is 2 quarterbacks I would take in at least one league if you have enough room to have that exposure. But traditionally, these are type of quarterbacks that I would rather have a stand in the pocket type quarterback as QB2. Laporte is fine. Someone's going to take him in the 3rd. That's fine. Henry, Mostert, Zeke, Kendre, Doodle, Wright. Yeah, this is a tough running back room. I think Mostert's going to contribute enough and get enough touches that he could be an RB2. But then the question is past that, you're really relying on Zeke. Maybe Kendre Miller steps up. Maybe something happens to Zeke and you get the Doodle. There's thought process here. Amon-Ra, Dell, Cooper, Dunze, and Baker. I mean, it's a weird rookie picture for Javon Baker. But, yeah, I mean, you have an okay core roster. Richardson, Laporta, Henry, Mostert, St. Brown, Dell, Cooper, Dunze. Like, plenty of upside here, too. I'm not totally against this team, Tommy. All right, Andrew's at the 1-1. Goff and Pitts. Should be good. C-Mac, Connor, Brian Robinson Jr., McLaughlin, Vidal, Collins, Evans, Pickens, Deontay, J-Mo, Palmer, Dotson. I mean, drafting from the 1.1, not bad. You kind of are like forced to go hero running back at the RB1. So Goff and Pitts, C-Mac, Connor, Collins, Evans, Pickens, Deontay, your starting lineup, not bad. Brian Robinson, a nice bench running back. You get two kind of handcuffs, McLaughlin and Vidal. And then, I mean, the type of wide receivers you want on the bench in this type of build are guys with upside or wide receiver one potential. And J-Mo, Palmer, and Dotson all kind of fit that bill. So from the 1.1, good team. Why'd you have to bring this up? I beat John with streamer quarterbacks in the Dynasty Superflex quarterback playoffs. Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. If A-Chain is clear RB1 with Dolphins, would you take him over Gibbs and Kyron? Maybe closer to Kyron, but not over Gibbs.
It's just the injury concern. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, I think if the injury concern wasn't there for A-Chain, he might be going before Gibbs right now. I mean, like, we were kind of talking about this before the stream. I mean, A-Chain's season last year is just ridiculous. Points scored per game, you know. And it's like he kind of got held to an unreal expectation after he had 51 points in week 3. Because then it was like 27 in week 4, 21 and a half in week 5. But then when he came back and started rolling again, it was like 25, 12, 9, 4, 23, 13 for a rookie. That's not bad, even with those 2 down games against the Jets and the Cowboys defense, which not the best, not the worst defenses, but overall, it's not bad at all, right? I mean, he finished as the RB24 in full PPR, but who knows with a full season what that would have been. I think the big thing is just the injury concern. And I also think there's a large potential that the way the Dolphins offenses ran, I don't know if we're ever going to have a clear RB1. So hard to say. Jadab says because of the injury history, but it makes him a second rounder at the turn. Yeah. Like I said, probably closer to Kyron.
If you had a crystal ball and it said Devon A-Chain is starting and finishing 18 games this season, yeah, I'm taking that's like yeah. He instantly becomes a top 3 running back you're taking.
But yeah, I keep saying I think Mostert's going to still get plenty of touches this year.
What's his contract look like? I ain't trying to pay if Mostert's on a contract here, he ain't getting anything. Because I ain't trying to repay him. He's on a 1-year deal. I ain't letting him get money.
Or you can look at it the other way where it's like his final year in the contract, why not give him a lot of touches? And then
because he's 32. He doesn't have touches. Yeah. You can't run him like that. You'll be getting 1.2 yards a carry.
And the thing is, he can get a lot of red zone touches, still be plenty valuable.
That was his thing.
Yeah, and it's like this offense is going to be, if they're anything like last year, in the red zone a lot. So, I just don't think he's completely out of the picture. You know what I mean? Even if A-Chain comes into RB1 volume, the same thing with like David Montgomery. Like, I think Monty's going to be plenty involved next year too. It's just the upside picks are Gibbs and A-Chain, right? So it's just tough to say.
Monty only 27. I feel a lot more comfortable than 32.
Sure. Fair enough. Shopkey, good to see you. Albert, good to see you. How are you guys doing? All right. Let's see what Pete did. Kyler, Rogers. Fair enough. Komet and Freiermuth. If you're going to get if you're going to go late round tight end and the guys that you want are going to get sniped from you, these are like the 2 tight ends that I prefer for sure. and Luke Musgrave.
Yeah, we're streaming. We're streaming tight ends there all year. I'll be on the waiver wire every week on tight ends.
I think these guys can still both finish as easily in the top 15. Let's see. Cook, Walker, I feel like both those guys are great values for you. Javante, Eckler, Dobbins. I'm fine with that. JJ London, Kirk, Allen, Dobbs. This is a pretty solid team.
Yeah.
London coming at the 2-6 was huge. Cook at the 3-7 was huge.
Allen at the 6-6 felt real okay. Like, yeah, okay, let him fall. I would have went Addison there. I didn't want to run the Jefferson Addison stack, even though I believe in both of them. It's just like I don't want to do both of that.
Even Kirk in the 5th was nice. So you're starting Kyler and either tight end, Komet or Fryermuth. JJ London, Kirk, Allen, Cook and Walker. Good running backs on the bench. Dobbs on the bench. Dobbins also on the bench. Yeah, I am good with this team, man. That's the nice thing on like the 1-7, 1-6, 1-8. Sometimes you just have like good players fall to you throughout the draft. You know what I mean? Because truthfully, like you didn't really make a bad pick this whole draft. So some people might prefer maybe someone else over Dobbins.
I wanted
maybe.
I wanted Chuba. I was holding out for Chuba, hoping I could get him on the turn. I could have maybe got a little less greedy with the quarterback, and I could have went Chuba there, and then hoped I got Kyler. I could have settled for Dak or Jordan Love or Joe Burrow even, but I've picked Joe Burrow every draft.
I think Kyler was a really good pick there. I think the upside's worth it. But even then, it's like you're just looking for RB depth. Nothing wrong with going Dobbins there.
I like you.
Your wide receivers are pretty much set. And like, don't sleep on Dobbs in the 9th too.
Yeah, that's what I like.
Plenty of red zone targets last year. All right, what did I do? Late round quarterback, late round tight end. Here's the thing, like it feels comfortable right now, but in August we're not gonna be able to build some of these teams. Not going to see some of these quarterbacks and tight ends going as late. But nonetheless, Dak and J-Lo, Goddard and Musgrave, I would be more than fine. And plus, like a lot of these 12-team single quarterback redraft leagues, I'm not going to go double tight end and double quarterback.
And if you did like go double quarterback there, like one of those guys is huge trade bait come week 7, week 8.
Sure.
To round out the rest of the roster.
Sure. Which might be a good thing. All right, so I went double RB to start. Gibbs and Barkley. Could have gone Gibbs and JT, but had to hold off from running back till the 5th where I got Swift. And then I actually felt like Gus Edwards as an RB4 was a pretty good value for this team. And I kind of got lucky because that tier break was either him or Jerome Ford. Then for me, there's a tiny tier break, then there's a huge tier break.
I would have went with one of those two instead of Kyler for sure there. So that was a good pick.
Yeah. Wide receiver is like kind of try to get like a solidified wide receiver 1 and 2 and then just go for upside. So Debo, Devonta Smith, I'm okay with, and Hollywood, Watson, Sutton, just give me that upside, right? And then Demarcus Robinson is just my like late round pick always until someone else decides the same. But yeah, I'd be starting Dak or Prescott, probably starting Goddard. Or excuse me, starting Dak or Jordan Love, sorry. Probably starting oh my God, I'm dying over here. Probably starting Goddard, but I do like Musgrave having a nice breakout season. Definitely starting Gibbs and Barkley, then starting Debo, Devonta Smith, flexing Hollywood, flexing Watson. Swift is flexible, Sutton's flexible, Gus the Bus flexible. Demarcus Robinson, maybe flexible. So yeah, I'm okay with this team. Upside comes out running back and flex, which I'm okay with. Rock out. Thank you so much for the $2 dono. Do not have time tonight for another mock draft, unfortunately. But we'll be back on throughout the week. and we will have plenty more mock drafts coming. I'll also be doing from week to week like off air mock drafts that I'll be filming. So I'll see you guys, or hopefully some of you guys can get in on those too. And you guys will be seeing more mock draft invites going out. And I'll use those for videos, which will help me too. So just stay posted on Discord, but don't worry, plenty of mocking to happen. But thank you for the super chat. All right, that does it for the night. I'll be back on tomorrow night for Underdog Draft, and probably Tuesday night for an Underdog Draft as well. And then we'll be back throughout the weekend. We'll have plenty of content coming out throughout the week. I guess that does it. So make sure you guys hit the like button. Links are down below. Discord, Instagram, whatever. Pete, I'll let you sign out. We'll get out of here.
All right. Good weekend of drafting, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of fun. Expect it. More content, shorts every day. You know the drill. Wait till August. Probably be mocking 6 times a week come August. So we're going to have plenty of content for you guys. So, yeah.
We'll be mocking 7 nights a week.
There you go. Look, I didn't want to commit you to 7.
Basically, well, we'll be doing a lot of Underdog drafts too. Kind of like what I do now, where I try to do one or the other every night.
We're gonna average 6.5 mock drafts for the month of a week for the month of August. If that makes you feel better.
Usually, what I do in August, I put out a mock draft video every day, so pretty much the same. Yeah. Can we do J-Dubs? Thank you for the dono, $2 dono. Man, I still don't. I mean, yeah, I'll do an eliminator draft just for you, bro. I just don't understand this tournament. But I know people like it. But yeah, I'll do one with you for sure. Because you're you. So yeah, we can do one. That's fair. Okay. We're out of here. Love you guys. Love this community. Love the Catch fam. Everyone have a great start to the week. We'll talk to you guys soon. With that, I will say thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here on the Catch. And peace.